Hello! As always, I'm doing readings, info in the description to set up a reading with me. We have Sun and Mercury directly conjunct in Sagittarius. As always, there's great gifts with that, and there's some challenges that we'll cover. We also have Moon and Libra for today and tomorrow. So first, the Sagittarius conjunction. This is so different from what we were experiencing throughout October with the Scorpio, Sun, and Mercury that were going really deep. We're still building on that. And I think that's probably the biggest challenge during this time is just to make sure that we're staying focused. We're staying focused on what it was that we started building and growing about 3 weeks ago, like 3.5 weeks ago or so with the new moon. I think that was like November 3rd, November 4th, something like that. Almost a month ago. As long as we're just like keeping all of this energy, because it's a lot of energy. It's like frenetic, it's excitable, we're this and that, opportunities, positivity, optimism, at least for that part of the energy. There are other stuff that is a lot more grounded and a lot more kind of deeper emotionally, but this fire energy is very fun and it's very excitable, but it needs to be focused. And I think that's the best way to focus it, is just to keep that long-term vision in mind. It helps a lot that we have Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, still in Aquarius. We have Saturn in Aquarius as well. So I know, I know what it's like. It's like we're like trying to steer a space shuttle, and it's like a spaceship, and it's there's so many different places to go to in infinite space. That's what all the Sagittarius energy is like, where it's like I could go here, I could go here. It's like this our especially over the last couple months actually of October and most of November, of having such heavy energy and stuff being slow. It's like I said before, back then, December and even just where we are right now is about just rocket fuel. It's like finally we're moving forward. But it's very easy during this time to lose focus. Again, it's very easy during this time to forget what it was that we were aiming to do even 3 weeks ago, let alone over the last couple months, the major lessons, what did we need to implement, what plans, what agendas. So as long as we're staying practical, and Venus in Capricorn is helping a lot with this here, as long as we're staying practical and focused on our long-term vision, beautiful. Then we're moving forward beautifully. We're able to learn quickly, process information quickly, to think quickly, to speak quickly, to listen quickly. Now, that all being said, it's so important that we're not going too fast. We need to slow down. We need to breathe. We need to ground ourselves, because it's not about speed. It's not about quantity. It's about quality, always. And during times like this, it's really easy to get lost in the numbers and the possibilities and abundance and excess and whatnot, when that's not actually going to help us. If anything, that could actually really derail us. So strive to get through the distractions. I think that's something that's really important. And I think part of the distractions for today and for tomorrow with Moon and Libra is going to be the social sphere. Now, again, there's as always, the Libra energy. There's a balance. We want to make sure that on the one hand, we are allowing ourselves to be social. This is a time to spend with other individuals, people that we love, people that we feel really connected with, people that we want to share our ideas with and our thoughts with and hear what they have to say and whatnot. Quick note on that, again, it's really important to make sure that we're listening as well as speaking, because with Sun and Mercury and Sagittarius, the another challenge here, the last challenge I think to mention, the really last major challenge in general, is for ego to get involved and for us to not listen. And this could also go on with our inner dialogue with the universe, where we're like, no, it has to be like this, it has to be like this, where we can try and like say, no, this is what it is, and we're not listening to the universe, saying like, well, it doesn't seem like now's really the right time for that, so maybe do this which seems like it's the right time, and then come back to this, right? We want to go with the flow of things, always. That's important. Now, not too passively, of course, but we have our agenda, we have our plan, but then we're flexible on how to get there. That's really important in general, and especially during a time like this. So going back to, and one last thing, again, the ego, we really need to listen. I didn't quite stress that enough. The potential for ego making us blind to other people's perspectives and potentially not having enough empathy is a challenge during this time. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the biggest challenge. I think what it really comes down to is our minds. If we're open and listening and we're slowly taking everything in, or we're seeking to slowly take everything in, it's still going to be fast with these kind of energies. But again, if we're breathing, then we'll be able to chill our ego out, because we won't be, no, what I say goes, that kind of vibe. We need to chill that out, and breath is the best way to do that. yoga, going for a run, doing something to get the flow of energy in the body much better. Speaking of which, I just realized I didn't put in the mic for this. So there you go. Make sure you slow down. So this volume is going to be as high as it usually is. Man. Okay, fair enough. Make sure things are organized. Make sure they're prominently displayed. Oh, well. All right, cool. Well, one last thing. So with Moon being in Libra, that's really funny. Moon being in Libra, again, this is a time to be social. This is a time to spend with loved ones, to be around loved ones. Especially on one-on-one conversations. This is a time where it's a lot lighter. We are shifting more so, in fact, we're already pretty much shifted into a much more air and fire, more positive energy, quote unquote, vibe of possibilities, of potential. Now we're still in Mars and Scorpio. I think for today, we won't cover that too much for today. We'll cover that for the next one when Moon is in Scorpio in a couple of days. But I think that, again, one last thing about that. I think it's just really important to stay focused on those long-term goals that started basically with the beginning of November. So if we're keeping that long-term vision in mind, all good. Infinite love to you, my friends. Namaste. Peace.